So hello to today's video, which is me talking over a replay. So today's video is all about how you should try and fly the first two British jets, the Meteor F3 and the Vampire FB5, if you do want to try and fly them, or in my suggestion, you won't. But it's not just worth saying that, it's worth explaining why. So anyway, in Vampire Plus, I prefaced it by saying you should just skip it at the moment. Here's why. The Vampire and the Meteor F3, not the Sea Meteor, the Sea Meteor is perfectly fine where it is, are completely overtiered. Both of them are battle rating 8.0 when they should be 7.0. The reason why that is because they don't accelerate. It's like trying to fly a brick. It's effectively like flying the Hurricane 2B at battle rating 3. It's ridiculous. So the reason I'm able to do it is because most of my planes are spaded in the jets, because I used to enjoy flying them before the BR changes put them all ridiculously high. And the other reason is like other pilots are stupid. Let's be honest, some players in Warthunder are just brain dead, effectively. Not all of them, just most of them. Anyway, so let's say you've researched the Vampire 5. First jet you've got in the game. It's completely stock and you kill for your first jet match. You're happy, excited because you finally have a jet, and then you get curb stomped by MiG-15s or MiG-17s. Or if it's Hokkaido, F2 Sabres. Why? Because that's all the other jet pilots fly. Everyone else flies high tier jets because they've already got past the low tier jets, and the new players don't get to the point where they fly the high tier jets. Because they get to the low tier jets, they see it's crap, and they just keep flying props. That's all they do. So what can you do to mitigate this? You can pray to the snail god, you get better matchmaking, or go shout on the forum. Both basically do the equivalent of jack, as seen by the community managers on the forums, replying to posts saying that speed isn't everything and the Meteor and Vampire are perfectly fine with it are. You can try and fight them match after match, which I'll help you do, like I'll give you tips on how to do that later. Or you can keep flying rank 4 props until you research either the Venom, if you think you can handle it, because the Venom's quite a complex aircraft to fly, or the Sea Meteor, which actually stands a chance at 8.0. In all honesty, I'd recommend option 3. It's much better flying a Spitfire and being on par with a D9 or D13 Fokker 190 than being clubbed by MiG-15s and a Vampire. But if you do want to keep fighting the MiG-15, 17, the Vampire or Meteor F3, here are some tips. You need to keep your speed around 300 to 400 miles per hour, or your regional equivalent. I don't do kilometers now. This is what I like to call the turn zone. It's the speed where you can do full G turns without ripping your wings off, but you also have the speed to dump in an emergency turn, so you don't immediately stall out and get shot. Keep your plane low. If you try and climb, you're not going anywhere. The MiG-15 will both be higher and faster than you. By the time you're done, you can't outrun it. Keep your eyes open and looking upwards. Everything's going to be above you at this battle rating unless they come lawn mowing across the floor. This is the most important part. You need to be situationally aware. If you aren't situationally aware, then you don't know where the enemy is. If you don't know where the enemy is, then you can't counteract against them. This is a massive problem with most low-tier jets who come from props where you don't really need to be that situationally aware into jets where everything's much faster, much higher, everything changes. You need to see the MiG-15 before he's seen you. If you can't see him, and when he's diving on you, you need to be at least ready to react about it. At which point, don't turn until he's within weapons range. If you turn before he gets to within weapons range, he then has to turn much less in order to keep with you. If you turn before you're within weapons range, then what happens is that he has to do a much slower turn and he's still going to be able to shoot you. You should be turning at somewhere like half a mile away when he's diving on you, because at that point, you're turning so fast and moving so quickly that he's going to overshoot. He can't keep with your turn if he wants to keep his wings on his aircraft. He will either rip his wings in the turn, or he'll just overshoot and go back up to altitude. At which point you then need to rinse and repeat and make sure that you keep above 300 miles per hour. If you drop below 300, you are basically dead, because at that point the jets don't turn. There is not enough air going over the elevator and they just don't turn. Anyway, I hope this helped you in your first jet battle. If it didn't, let me know. If it did, let me know. Either way, I'll leave you with the replay file for now, but I hope you enjoy.